What is up, my brothers and sisters? It's your boy Juice. I came across a video of a young lady who said that God had spoken to her. You know, a lot of people say this. A lot of people. And, I just find it rather kind of funny. And for several reasons. Because they say that God told them to tell you this, or God has brought me a message, or this message has come to me, right? God told me to tell you, God brought it to me, right? And what the girl is trying to say is that she's like getting into all these conspiracy theories and how the government is going to do Project Bluebeam to not be deceived, and that God wants you to know that Project Bluebeam is going to deceive so many, right? And, I can't help but think while this young lady is saying this, that she already has in mind that the things that are happening in the sky is the government, and that it's the government doing all these things, right? Controlling the weather, beaming these images in the sky to make it look like UFOs. They're going to do a UFO deception, right? Project Bluebeam. They're blocking the sky. They're changing the weather. They're poisoning us with spraying, right? And, she's bringing up every conspiracy in the book that the masses at this moment believe in, right? Like, these are all conspiracy theories that almost everyone believes in, right? Like, everybody believes this bullshit, right? Because that's what it is. It's bullshit, right? Like, it's all bullshit. And, and she's saying that, so she already has it in her mind that the government is doing all these things already. And then she's like, God wants me to. So with that being said, it just blows my mind that she says that God tells her to tell you this, and that God has brought her a message, but yet she can't see the things that God is doing. Like, what about all the stuff that God is doing that isn't the government, right? Like, nobody ever mentions that. Like, nobody ever brings that up. Everybody always says it's the government. Everything is the government, right? And I'm like, everything is the government? You know what I mean? I'm always talking about how them spraying the skies is a crock of shit. I mean, I see them spraying the skies. I can see that shit too. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not fucking oblivious, right? And acting like there's nothing going on and that's not what that is, right? Because for the most part, it isn't what that is. You know what I mean? Like, people just make up shit in their heads, and then, like, they hear it on the internet, and some guy says it on the internet, or some girl, right? And it's a popular belief. So you have all these channels saying the same bullshit because it gets likes, and that's what everybody believes. So, like, they're telling you, all these YouTube channels and all these conspiracy theory people, who claim that they're telling the truth and that they're alternative media, they're just regurgitating the same shit that you believe in. But that doesn't necessarily make it true, or that's what that is. You feel me? Like, these people are, a lot of these people that people watch on YouTube don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about the truth. What they care about is hits and likes. And, the moment a hurricane comes or a storm comes, they're going to be the first to jump on the fucking train that it's weather manipulation. They're steering the storm, right? So it's like you know what I'm saying? Like, this is just examples. So ultimately what I'm trying to get at is The young lady can't see, though, the things that God is doing, right? That isn't the government per se, right? Like everything is the government, right? Like all the fucking crazy shit going on in the sky, all the weather, right? And not once does she ever give credit to God, though. But yet she's here saying God has a message and he told me to tell you this. And I'm like, well, why didn't God tell you to tell everybody about all the other shit that is him? Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I'm looking at this girl's comments, and this is exactly what I mean. Like, people just come up with bullshit, right? At first, the spraying of the skies was to control the weather. Then it was they were spraying poison on us. And then people started coming up with all this other bullshit because, you know, their conspiracy theories are failing them. You know what I mean? You know, they spray the sky every fucking day, right? But when a storm comes, they're like, oh, yeah, they were spraying 2 days before. Yeah, but they sprayed like 365 days a year. You're telling me that because the one time they sprayed 2 days before the storm, that's why the storm ended up being terrible? Was because they were spraying? But they spray every day. Like, why isn't there fucking storm after storm after storm after storm after storm, if that's what that is, right? And then people started saying that it was poison. Oh, man, they're poisoning us. Oh, it's graphene. They're putting little nanobots in our minds, right? And so now people have literally chalked it up. Like, this is the shit that people come up with. They've literally chalked it up to just this. This person says, exactly. I thought it was only about the poison and weather mod. But I am sure now that it is all three, with blocking of him being number one. So now they're basically saying like they're doing it because they want to block God's signs and his miracles and all that stuff. So this person literally believes that that the spraying of the skies is literally poison, weather mod, and the blocking of God. It has to be all three. Because that's all they can come up with. Because when they said that it was the rain, after I just explained what I just explained to you, they were like, well, that is kind of true. They spray every fucking day, and it only rained once. And then people were like, well, it's got to be poison. They're spraying us with poison. But like they got a little cough, they sneezed a little bit because they got some allergies and some pollen blew in, and they saw them spraying the skies. But I'm like, but you ain't fucking dead. You're not like terminally ill. You don't have cancer yet. Like, are you okay? Did you get over it? You know, people do get sick. You know, people do get headaches, you know. And now they're like, well, it has to be because they're blocking his signs. And I'm like, but God's been showing signs. And I present that here on my channel, all the signs that are happening. And then this person says the skies for hologram projection, the graphene and frequencies to alter our perception and insert thoughts. You know, they don't have to do that because the internet does a damn good job by itself. Because listen to what you're saying. You're speaking fucking nonsense, dude. Because you watch too many YouTube videos, you're always fucking doom scrolling, and you believe every fucking conspiracy theory that you hear on TV, and you believe all these fucking bullshit people that aren't concerned with telling you the truth. They're only concerned with telling you what you want to hear because that's what's going to get hits and likes. That's why everybody talks about the same bullshit at the same time. Like, you notice right now, like, nobody's really talking about like weather modification. Everybody's talking about Project fucking Bluebeam, the Hanta fucking virus, right? There's another lockdown. Oh, this and that, right? Like, it's the same shit over and over and over. And then you can probably go to your Facebook, you can probably go to your social media, and then people are posting about it over there. They're like Project Bluebeam, Hanta virus, right? But trust me on this. When a storm comes and tears up a fucking city, or a hurricane occurs, all of a sudden everybody's going to stop talking about Project Bluebeam and hantavirus. They're going to start saying weather modification. They're steering the storm. And then you're going to see it all over your fucking social media, right? So ultimately, I'm like, if God told you to tell people this, it sounds like you're full of shit, for one. For two, I don't think God fucking told you anything of that nature. I think you just made it up in your fucking head because you believe in all this bullshit nonsense and you like want to think that God's saying, or you're just bullshitting people and using God and then using conspiracy theories to get you hits and likes. You know what I'm saying?